The secret of Buffett. Ever seen someone sit in a room full of gold but refuse to grab a single piece? That's what Warren Buffett did in 2020. While the world panicked, while everyone rushed to buy or sell, Buffett held back. Not because he was afraid, but because he knew something most investors never think about. Cash isn't dead. Cash is oxygen. And when the world gasps, only those breathing can act. And in 2020, Buffett prepared to breathe long and deep. Let's be honest, hearing Buffett is holding record cash makes headlines, but hardly anyone asks the right question. Is Buffett cash hoarding or cash preparing? Because the man didn't stash money like a scared cat. He did it like a seasoned strategic general who knows the battlefield better than most soldiers. In his 2020 shareholder letter, he explained it with a metaphor that's almost poetic. Cash to a business is like oxygen to the body. You never think about it when it's there, and you only think about it when it's gone. Take a moment and imagine that. No oxygen leads to panic. No cash leads to paralysis. And Buffett wanted no paralysis. Not for his company, not for his future chance to strike. Most investors think cash is unproductive. They think it's idle money, just sitting there, doing nothing. But Buffett sees something most don't. Cash isn't passive, it's optionality. Every dollar sitting in cash is like a ticket to act when others can't. When fear rises, when credit freezes, when deals disappear, that's when cash turns from boring to explosive. Buffett didn't hoard cash because he didn't know what to do. He hoarded it because he knew what couldn't be done without it. Here's the uncomfortable truth investors rarely admit. Most of us fear inaction more than we fear mistakes. We'd rather do something, anything, than sit on our hands. Buffett, he doesn't fear waiting. In 2020, he said loud and clear, if you can't predict tomorrow, you must prepare for anything. That's the mindset shift right there. Buffett doesn't chase the market, he waits for the market to come to him. And that waiting isn't slowness, it's disciplined readiness. Cash isn't safety, it's freedom. Think about it. When everyone else flees, when markets are chaotic, when debt dries up, most investors freeze. Not Buffett. He once said in a meeting, "We don't want to be dependent on the kindness of strangers." Why? Because strangers disappear when fear hits. But cash stays. It literally gives Buffett the power to outbid others, act when others can't, move while others are paralyzed. It isn't safety in the childish sense. It's strategic freedom. Here's the real mind bender. Buffett doesn't see cash as an investment. He sees it as a weapon of timing. When everyone is greedy, markets inflated, Buffett sold or held. When everyone gets fearful, markets cheap, Buffett charges forward. This is where the oxygen metaphor hits hardest. Cash doesn't make you rich. Cash keeps you breathing so you can make rich decisions. This is why, even with enormous cash piles, Buffett says he never prefers cash over good businesses. He's not afraid. He's patient. The secret switch from scarcity to opportunity. Now here's the deeper insight. Most investors fear losing money, but Buffett doesn't fear losses. He fears losing opportunity. Cash doesn't protect from losses. It enables opportunity. This is the real Buffett secret. It's not about having cash. It's about having the power to act when chaos breaks. That's why in 2020, he didn't rush markets. He watched them patiently. Now let's bring this home. If Buffett treats cash as strategic flexibility, why do so many investors treat it as dead weight? Because most of us are addicted to action, fear missing out, confuse movement with mastery. But the real power lies in waiting with breathing room, acting when others panic, making choices with clarity instead of fear. That's not playing it safe. That's playing it smart. Cash is oxygen, invisible until missing. Cash gives freedom, not fear. Opportunity favors the patient who can act. This is the Buffett mindset most investors never master. And now that you know how Buffett thinks about cash, in the next video, we're going to dive into something even more powerful. Why value disappears when everyone chases growth, and how Buffett uses patience to exploit that. If you think holding cash is boring, wait till you see how Buffett turns boredom into billions. Next video unlocks the secret of Buffett's long-term value compass.